Torah portion this week, number 32 is Behar on the mountain. Number 33 is Bechukotai in my laws. It's taken from Leviticus chapter 25, 26, and 27. The Tanakh is from Jeremiah chapter 16, verse 19 through chapter 17, verse 14, and the apostolic portion is taken from Matthew chapter 16, verses 20 through 28. Leviticus 25. And Yahovah spoke to Moshe on Mount Sinai, saying, Speak to the children of Israel, and say to them, When you come into the land which I give you, then the land shall observe a Sabbath to Yahovah. 6 years you sow your field, and 6 years you prune your vineyard, and gather in its fruit. But in the 7th year the land is to have a Sabbath of rest, a Sabbath to Yahovah. Do not sow your field, and do not prune your vineyard. Do not reap what grows of its own of your harvest, and do not gather the grapes of your unpruned vine, for it is a year of rest for the land. And the Sabbath of the land shall be to you for food, for you and your servant, and for your female servant and your hired servant, and for the stranger who sojourns with you, and for your livestock and the beasts that are in your land. All its crops are for food. And you shall count 7 Sabbaths of years for yourself, 7 times 7 years. And the time of the 7 Sabbaths of years shall be to you 49 years. You shall then sound a ram's horn to pass through on the 10th day of the 7th month. On the day of atonement, cause a ram's horn to pass through all your land. And you shall set the 50th year apart, and proclaim release throughout all the land to all its inhabitants. It is a jubilee for you. And each of you shall return to his possession, and each of you return to his clan. The 50th year is a jubilee for you. Do not sow nor reap what grows of its own, nor gather from its unpruned vine. It is a jubilee. It is set apart to you. Eat from the field its crops. In the year of this jubilee, let each one of you return to his possession. And when you sell whatever to your neighbor, or buy from the hand of your neighbor, do not exploit one another. According to the number of years after the jubilee, you buy from your neighbor, and according to the number of years of crops he sells to you. According to the greater number of years, you increase its price, and according to the fewer number of years, you diminish its price, because he sells to you according to the number of the years of the crops. And do not oppress one another, but you shall fear your Elohim, for I am Yahovah your Elohim. And you shall do my laws, and guard my right rulings, and shall do them. And you shall dwell in the land in safety. And the land shall yield its fruit, and you shall eat to satisfaction, and shall dwell there in safety. And since you might say, What do we eat in the 7th year, since we do not sow nor gather in our crops? Therefore I have commanded my blessing on you in the 6th year, and it shall bring forth the crop for 3 years. And you shall sow in the 8th year, and eat of the old crop until the 9th year. Eat of the old crop until its crop comes in. And the land is not to be sold beyond reclaim, for the land is mine, for you are sojourners and settlers with me. And provide for a redemption for the land, in all the land of your possession. When your brother becomes poor, and has sold some of his possession, and his redeemer, a close relative, comes to redeem it, then he shall redeem what his brother sold. And when the man has no one to redeem it, but he himself becomes able to redeem it, then let him count the years since its sale, and return the remainder to the man to whom he sold it. Then he shall return to his possession. And if his hand has not found enough to give back to him, then what was sold shall remain in the hand of him who bought it until the year of Jubilee. And it shall be released in the Jubilee, and he shall return to his possession. And when a man sells a house in a walled city, then his right of redemption shall be at the end of the year after it is sold. His right of redemption lasts a year. But if it is not redeemed within a complete year, then the house in the walled city shall be established beyond reclaim to the buyer of it. Throughout his generations it is not released in the Jubilee. The houses of villages, however, which have no wall around them, are reckoned as the field of the country. A right of redemption belongs to it, and they are released in the Jubilee. As for the cities of the Levites, and the houses in the cities of their possession, the Levites have a right of redemption forever. And that which is redeemed from the Levites, both the sale of a house and the city of his possession, shall be released in the year of the Jubilee, because the houses in the cities of the Levites are their possession in the midst of the children of Israel. But the field of the open land of their cities is not sold, for it is their everlasting possession. And when your brother becomes poor, and his hand has failed with you, then you shall sustain him, and he shall live with you, like a stranger or a sojourner. Take no interest from him or profit, but you shall fear your Elohim, and your brother shall live with you. Do not lend him your silver on interest, and do not lend him your food for profit. I am Jehovah your Elohim, who brought you out of the land of Mitzrayim, to give you the land of Canaan, to be your Elohim. And when your brother who dwells by you becomes poor, and sells himself to you, do not make him serve as a slave, but as a hired servant, as a settler he is with you, and serves you until the year of Jubilee. And then he shall leave you, he and his children with him, and he shall return to his own clan, even return to the possession of his fathers. For they are my servants, whom I brought out of the land of Mitzrayim. They are not sold as slaves. Do not rule over him with harshness, but you shall fear your Elohim. And your male and female slaves, whom you have brought from the nations that are around you, from them you buy male and female slaves, and also from the sons of strangers sojourning among you. From them you buy, and from their clans who are with you, which they shall bring forth in your land, and they shall be your property. And you shall take them as an inheritance for your children after you, to inherit them as a possession. They are your slaves for all time. But over your brothers, the children of Israel, you do not rule with harshness, one over another. Now when a sojourner or a settler with you becomes rich, and your brother with him becomes poor, and sells himself to the settler or sojourner with you, or to a member of the sojourner's clan, after he has been sold, there is a right of redemption to him. One of his brothers does redeem him, or his uncle or his uncle's son does redeem him, or anyone who is a close relative to him in his clan does redeem him, or if he is able, then he shall redeem himself. And he shall reckon with him who bought him. The price of his relief shall be according to the number of years, from the year that he was sold to him until the year of Jubilee, as the days of a hired servant it is with him. If there are yet many years, according to them he repays the price of his redemption, from the silver of his purchase. And if few years are left until the year of Jubilee, then he shall reckon with him. According to his years he repays with the price of his redemption. He is with him as a yearly hired servant, and he does not rule with harshness over him before your eyes. And if he is not redeemed in these years, then he shall be released in the year of Jubilee, he and his children with him, because the children of Israel are servants to me. They are my servants, whom I brought out of the land of Mitzrayim. I am Yehovah, your Elohim. Leviticus 26. Do not make idols for yourselves, and do not set up a carved image or a pillar for yourselves, and do not place a stone image in your land to bow down to it. For I am Yehovah, your Elohim. Guard my Sabbaths and reverence my set-apart place. I am Yehovah. If you walk in my laws and guard my commands and shall do them, then I shall give you rain in its season, and the land shall yield its crops, and the trees of the field yield their fruit. And your threshing shall last till the time of the grape harvest, and the grape harvest shall last till the time of sowing. And you shall eat your bread until you have enough, and shall dwell in your land safely. And I shall give peace in the land, and you shall lie down, and no one make you afraid. And I shall clear the land of evil beasts, and not let the sword go through your land. And you shall pursue your enemies, and they shall fall by the sword before you. And 5 of you shall pursue 100, and 100 of you pursue 10,000. And your enemies shall fall by the sword before you. And I shall turn to you, and make you bear fruit, and shall increase you, and shall establish my covenant with you. And you shall eat the old supply, and clear out the old because of the new. And I shall set my dwelling place in your midst, and my being shall not reject you. And I shall walk in your midst, and shall be your Elohim, and you shall be my people. I am Yehovah your Elohim, who brought you out of the land of Mitzrayim from being their slaves, and I have broken the bars of your yoke, and made you walk upright. But if you do not obey me, and do not do all these commands, and if you reject my laws, or if your being loathes my right ruling, so that you do not do all my commands, but break my covenant, I also do this to you, and I shall appoint sudden alarm over you, wasting disease and inflammation, destroying the eyes and consuming the life. And you shall sow your seed in vain, for your enemies shall eat it. And I shall set my face against you, and you shall be smitten before your enemies. And those who hate you shall rule over you, and you shall flee when no one pursues you. And after all this, if you do not obey me, then I shall punish you 7 times more for your sins. And I shall break the pride of your power, and shall make your heavens like iron, and your earth like bronze. And your strength shall be spent in vain, and your land not yield its crops, nor the trees of the land yield their fruit. And if you walk contrary to me, and refuse to obey me, I shall bring on you 7 times more plagues according to your sins, and send wild beasts among you, which shall bereave you of your children. And I shall cut off your livestock, and make you few in number, and your highways shall be deserted. And if you are not instructed by me by these, but walk contrary to me, then I also shall walk contrary to you, and I myself shall smite you 7 times for your sins. And I shall bring against you a sword, executing the vengeance of my covenant, and you shall gather together in your cities, and I shall send pestilence among you, and you shall be given into the hand of the enemy. When I have cut off your supply of bread, 10 women shall break your bread in one oven, and they shall bring back to you your bread by weight, and you shall eat and not be satisfied. And if, in spite of this, you do not obey me, but walk contrary to me, then I shall walk contrary to you in wrath, and I myself shall punish you 7 times for your sins. And you shall eat the flesh of your sons, and eat the flesh of your daughters. And I shall destroy your high places, and cut down your sun pillars, and put your carcasses on the carcasses of your idols, and my being shall loathe you. And I shall turn your cities into ruins, and lay your set-apart places waste, and not smell your sweet fragrances. And I shall lay the land waste, and your enemies who dwell in it shall be astonished at it. And I shall scatter you among the Gentiles, and draw out a sword after you. And your land shall be desert, and your cities ruins. And the land enjoys Sabbaths as long as it lies waste, and you are in your enemy's land. Then the land would rest and enjoy its Sabbaths. As long as it lies waste, it rests, for the time it did not rest on your Sabbaths when you dwelt in it. And as for those of you who are left, I shall send faintness into their hearts in the lands of their enemies, and the sound of a shaken leaf shall cause them to flee. And they shall flee as though retreating from a sword, and they shall fall when no one pursues. And they shall stumble over one another, as from before a sword, when no one pursues. And you shall be unable to stand before your enemies. And you shall perish among the Gentiles, and the land of your enemies shall eat you up. And those of you who are left rot away in their crookedness in your enemies' lands, and also in their fathers' crookednesses rot away with them. But if they confess their crookedness, and the crookedness of their fathers, with their trespass in which they trespassed against me, and that they have also walked contrary to me, and that I also have walked contrary to them, and have brought them into the land of their enemies, if their uncircumcised heart is then humbled, and they accept the punishment of their crookedness, then I shall remember my covenant with Jacob, and also my covenant with Yitzhak, and also remember my covenant with Abraham, and remember the land. For the land was abandoned by them, and enjoying its Sabbaths while lying waste without them, and they were paying for their crookedness, because they rejected my right rulings, and because their being loathed my laws. And yet, for all this, when they are in the land of their enemies, I shall not reject them, nor shall I loathe them, so as to destroy them and break my covenant with them. For I am Jehovah, their Elohim. Then I shall remember, for their sake, the covenant of the ancestors whom I brought out of the land of Mitzrayim, before the eyes of the nations, to be their Elohim. I am Jehovah. These are the laws and the right rulings and the Torah which Jehovah made between himself and the children of Israel on Mount Sinai by the hand of Moshe. Leviticus 27. And Jehovah spoke to Moshe, saying, Speak to the children of Israel, and say to them, When a man separates a vow, by your evaluation of lives unto Jehovah, when your evaluation is of a male from 20 years old up to 60 years old, then your evaluation shall be 50 shekels of silver, according to the shekel of the set-apart place. And if it is a female, then your evaluation shall be 30 shekels. And if from 5 years old up to 20 years old, then your evaluation for a male shall be 20 shekels, and for a female 10 shekels. And if from a month old up to 5 years old, then your evaluation for a male shall be 5 shekels of silver, and for a female your evaluation shall be 3 shekels of silver. And if from 60 years old and above, if it is a male, then your evaluation shall be 15 shekels, and for a female 10 shekels. But if he is too poor to pay your evaluation, then he shall present himself before the priest, and the priest shall set a value for him, according to the ability of him who vowed. The priest shall value him. And if it is a beast of which they bring an offering to Jehovah, all such given to Jehovah is set apart. He is not to replace it or exchange it, good for spoilt or spoilt for good. And if he at all exchanges beast for beast, then both it and the one exchanged for it is set apart. And if it is any unclean beast of which they do not bring an offering to Jehovah, then he shall present the beast before the priest, and the priest shall value it, whether it is good or spoiled. According to your evaluation, O priest, so it shall be. But if he indeed redeems it, then he shall add 1/5 to your evaluation. And when a man sets his house apart, to be set apart to Jehovah, then the priest shall value it, whether it is good or spoilt. As the priest values it, so it stands. And if he who sets it apart does redeem his house, then he shall add 1/5 of the silver of your evaluation to it, and it shall be his. And if a man sets apart to Jehovah a field he owns, then your evaluation shall be according to the seed for it, a homer of barley seed at 50 shekels of silver. If he sets his field apart for the year of Jubilee, according to your evaluation it stands. But if he sets his field apart after the Jubilee, then the priest shall reckon to him the silver due, according to the years that remain to the year of Jubilee. It shall be deducted from your evaluation. And if he who sets the field apart ever wishes to redeem it, then he shall add 1/5 of the silver of your evaluation to it, and it shall be his. And if he does not redeem the field, or if he has sold the field to another man, it is no longer redeemed. But the field, when it is released in the Jubilee, is set apart to Jehovah as a dedicated field, to be the possession of the priest. And if a man sets apart to Jehovah a field which he has bought, which is not the field of his possession, then the priest shall reckon to him the amount of your evaluation, up to the year of Jubilee, and he shall give your evaluation on that day, set apart to Jehovah. In the year of Jubilee, the field returns to him from whom he bought it, to him whose is the possession of the land. All your evaluations is to be according to the shekel of the set-apart place, 20 gerahs to the shekel. However, a firstborn of the beast, which is firstborn to Jehovah, no man sets it apart, whether bull or sheep. It belongs to Jehovah. And if among the unclean beasts, then he shall ransom it according to your evaluation, and shall add 1/5 to it. And if it is not redeemed, then it shall be sold according to your evaluation. However, whatever a man lays under the ban for Jehovah of all that he has, man and beast, or the field of his possession, it is not sold or redeemed. Whatever is laid under ban is most set apart to Jehovah. No one under the ban among men, is ransomed, but shall certainly be put to death. And all the tithe of the land, of the seed of the land, or of the fruit of the tree, belongs to Jehovah. It is set apart to Jehovah. If a man indeed redeems any of his tithes, he adds 1/5 to it. And the entire tithe of the herd and of the flock, all that passes under the rod, the 10th one is set apart to Jehovah. He does not inquire whether it is good or spoiled, nor does he exchange it. And if he exchanges it all, then both it and the one exchanged for it are set apart. It is not redeemed. These are the commands which Jehovah commanded Moshe for the children of Israel on Mount Sinai. Jeremiah 16:19 through 17:14. O Jehovah, my strength and my stronghold and my refuge, in the day of distress the Gentiles shall come to you from the ends of the earth and say, our fathers have inherited only falsehood, futility, and there is no value in them. Would a man make mighty ones for himself, which are not mighty ones? Therefore, see, I am causing them to know. This time I cause them to know my hand and my might, and they shall know that my name is Jehovah. The sin of Yehudah is written with a pen of iron, engraved with the point of a diamond on the tablet of their heart, and on the horns of your altars. While their children remember their altars and their Ashram by the spreading trees on the high hills. My mountain in the field I gave as plunder, your wealth, all your treasures, your high places of sin, throughout all your borders. And you, even of yourself, shall let go of your inheritance which I gave you. And I shall make you serve your enemies in a land which you have not known. For you have kindled a fire in my displeasure, which burns forever. Thus said Jehovah, cursed is the man who trusts in man, and makes flesh his arm, and whose heart turns away from Jehovah. For he shall be like a shrub in the desert, and not see when good comes, and shall inhabit the parched places in the wilderness, a salt land that is not inhabited. Blessed is the man who trusts in Jehovah, and whose trust is Jehovah. For he shall be like a tree planted by the waters, which spreads out its roots by the river, and does not see when heat comes. And his leaf shall be green, and in the year of drought he is not anxious, nor does he cease from yielding fruit. The heart is crooked above all, and desperately sick. Who shall know it? I, Jehovah, search the heart. I try the kidneys, and give every man according to his ways, according to the fruit of his deeds. As a partridge that broods but does not hatch, so is he who gets riches, but not by right. It leaves him in the midst of his days, and at his end he is a fool. An esteemed throne, exalted from the beginning, is the place of our set-apart place. O Jehovah, the expectation of Israel, all who forsake you are put to shame. Those who depart from me shall be written in the earth, because they have forsaken Jehovah, the fountain of living waters. Heal me, O Jehovah, so that I am healed. Save me, so that I am saved, for you are my praise. Matthew 16:20 through 28. Then he warned his taught ones that they should say to no one that he is Yeshua the Messiah. From that time Yeshua began to show to his taught ones that it was necessary for him to go to Jerusalem, and to suffer much from the elders and chief priests and scribes, and be killed, and to be raised again the third day. And Kepha took him aside and began to rebuke him, saying, Be kind to yourself, master, this shall not be to you. But he turned and said to Kepha, Get behind me, Satan. You are a stumbling block to me, for your thoughts are not those of Elohim, but of men. Then Yeshua said to his taught ones, If anyone wishes to come after me, let him deny himself, and take up his stake, and follow me. For whoever wishes to save his life shall lose it, and whoever loses his life for my sake shall find it. For what is a man profited if he gains all the world, and loses his own life? Or what shall a man give in exchange for his life? For the Son of Adam is going to come in the esteem of his Father with his messengers, and then he shall reward each according to his works. Truly, I say to you, there are some standing here who shall not taste death at all, until they see the Son of Adam coming in his reign.